This tutorial is to explain how to write a thematic analysis essay using the directions I have given you about the interlopers. The first thing you need to remember is that a theme is the purpose of the literature, conclusion about life or human nature, debatable statement that applies to all people, wisdom in the text, or the answers to essential questions that the author is addressing through the text. Theme is not merely plot. Theme is what does the author say through the plot. When we look for theme, we look for T-H-E-M-E-S. Title, how the characters change, the emotions in the reader, the mood, the enduring theme statement, and symbolism. By now you have chosen which of the theme statements in this pre-writing you would like to address in your essay. I will show you how to complete the essay if you have chosen the red theme statement. Those who interfere in fights or arguments actually make the situation worse. The first thing you're going to do is take the theme statement, copy it, and paste it into the thesis. Now the thesis is the last sentence of the introduction. As you read the rest of that sentence, you'll see it says, through the blank and blank, the reader can infer that the theme of the story is, those who interfere in fights or arguments actually make the situation worse. The rest of those two blanks are for the thematic element where you found your evidence. So, for example, the first red evidence comes from the title. So in the first blank of my thesis, I will say through the title. The second evidence, number 3 in red, comes from the emotions in the reader. So I will put emotions in the reader. You should add in the reader because just emotions won't make sense. Now your introduction says, The Interlopers by blank is a short story about blank. In the story, the characters Ulrich von Gradwitz and Georg Zion blank. Through the title and emotions in the reader can infer that the theme of the story is those who interfere in fights or arguments actually make the situation worse. Now the blanks at the beginning of the essay, the introduction strategy, need to be filled in. You can do that by remembering what happened in the story and who wrote the story. Those are for you. Now, the first body paragraph says, first the reader can infer the theme through the title blank. Actually says through the blank, and then now you want to write title, because that's what you put here in your thesis. So you're just going to say it here in the blank. The example that best illustrates this is, now go back up to the pre-writing and pick one of the two quotes. It's up to you. Copy that quote and paste it down in your body paragraph number 1. The example that best illustrates this is, make sure you put your quotation marks, they don't get lost. And now you can't just state a quote, you have to actually explain it. Well, the explanation's already done for you. So all you have to do is take that red explanation, copy it, and paste it here after the quote. So now your paragraph will have what a paragraph needs. You can fix the spacing. The paragraph has a topic sentence. First, the reader can infer the theme through the title. The paragraph needs some evidence. The example that best illustrates this is, and there's your quote, and then a paragraph needs some explanation. So the end of the paragraph is the entire explanation of the quote and how it fits in with the theme. Now in the next paragraph, notice the transition. Furthermore, Saki presents the theme through, so you need to remember what you just wrote in your thesis, the emotions in the reader, you do the same thing you did in the previous paragraph. The evidence that best proves this is, so go back up here to the emotions where you found your red explanation, number 3, and get your quote, which is easy, and put it down here in the body paragraph. The evidence that best proves this is, quote, wolves. Now remember, you have to explain your quote. You can't just leave it at wolves. So you can either explain it on your own, the theme that blank is expressed here because blank, or you can take out that black sentence and substitute it in for this explanation up here on number 3. Copy. Paste. Go ahead and fix your spacing, obviously. Now, look at what you've written. You have an introduction. Don't forget to fill in the blanks. You have your thesis. You have a body paragraph that talks about the title, gives a quote and explains it, a transition, a body paragraph that gives a quote and explains it, and now you have a conclusion. You need to fill out the conclusion based on what you remember about Saki and his writing. So if you don't remember, you might want to go back and look at that paraphrasing, summarizing Saki assignment we did. Read your summary again and see if you can remember what kind of writing Saki did. And if you see his style that the Encyclopedia Britannica said he had, did it actually show up in the Interlopers? When you're done with that, you just turn it in.